Ooh, time for another podcast.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Ball Talk podcast. With me today, I've got Ben White,
Hello.
Jack Ritchie,
Evening.
and the returning super sub in Tony Cornforth.
Howdy, folks.
And we'll get straight into things. First topic on the agenda: Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Does he have to go, or does he stay? Obviously, after the defeat today. We'll start off with you, Tony.
Well, I don't really know what they can do, Man United, because they've got a dire playing squad at the moment. Like, obviously Pogba was out today and he's been out for a few games, but that midfield and McTominay and Fred, I don't know if everyone watched the game.
I did mention it about Fred. It's like they're trying to convert him into a holding midfielder.
Yeah,
it's really weird. Fred, he's not an attacking midfielder, is he? He's not a holding midfielder. He's not really that good at anything, is he?
Yeah.
He's okay at everything, but he's not good at.
He was passing around all right, but then he was just so sloppy at times in possession. It was just like
You could just tell that's what they're trying to do with him because they've got no one else to play there.
Yeah. But yeah,
so obviously he's not that player. But yeah.
Sorry, we've gone off Solskjaer. So yeah. No, I don't know what he really can do because obviously, I mean, yeah, it's like he didn't get the proper backing in the transfer market. Like he got Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, and James, and like as well as they're good players and they play well, they've got like no strikers. You've got Rashford, Martial, and
Thing is, it was supposed to be a big rebuild. It was supposed to be a rebuild in the window. They bought Wan-Bissaka, that fella from Swansea, James,
yeah,
and Maguire. It's not a rebuild.
Well, the thing is that they brought in James, who's a winger, so and they've already got loads of wingers, and then they got rid of Lukaku and Sanchez, who can both play through the middle. And it's just like, well, they've got no strikers now because Rashford. I don't know if anyone saw his record. He's got a worse record than Nicholas Benton did at Arsenal. Now,
I'm not having that. To be fair, I love Benton.
But I mean, but you know, he was like a walking meme, and so it's like. It's like shocking how like everyone goes on about Rashford playing through the middle. He's a great talent. He's like 21 now, 22.
There is a lot of pressure on him, which is.
I know. I'm not blaming it all on him, but I'm saying he's not good enough to lead the line. At Man
the only
United.
out-and-out forward they have is Mason Greenwood.
Yeah,
they're so thin.
But also with Solskjaer, I just don't think he's up to it. Like Mourinho was completely right saying like when he. I
think that's harsh.
No, okay, go on then. If you think it's harsh, why do you think it's harsh?
How long has he had?
Oh
Look
no,
what he's working with.
Yes, but look, do you know where they are? They've got 9 points from the first 8 games. Like not even Mourinho had that last season.
Who are they going to get in?
Yeah, but
they had Mourinho and Louis Van Gaal before that.
Hodgson.
Yes, but they were still in like 7th or 8th or like 6th, and they were thereabouts.
They're not going forward, are they?
Yeah.
I think he needs another transfer window.
Yeah, okay, no. The thing is, I think they got to back him now. They're stuck with him. Like that's the problem. I think they've stuck with him. They've got to back him, but I just don't think he's up to it. I think they've made the wrong decision by not appointing. Like, I know we're putting it onto Pochettino later, but like because obviously I think Pochettino is a good manager, but he's gone stale at Tottenham. I think they made a mistake not like getting him in. Or getting even another person like Allegri or something, or someone else who may be available, like just like another good manager who can like maybe bring through the youth like Solskjaer is, but who's got a bit more experience.
Yeah, well the thing is, they spent all their money on obviously Maguire and Wan-Bissaka and stuff, and they sold Lukaku for a good amount. They got their money back nearly for Lukaku.
No one in.
Why? So they've not actually really spent that much because that Lukaku money's gone on Maguire. So they've only spent about 65 million. So it's not really a lot for a rebuild, which they're saying they were backing him to do. So why didn't they just reinvest that money, which they sold a big striker, to get another big striker? Or someone like, I don't know, it doesn't have to be as big, like at a smaller club, at least with a striker. They must have looked at that and gone, all right, well, we've got Rashford, Martial, possibly, and Greenwood. If we get an injury, we're screwed. And if Rashford doesn't do much, then we've just got Greenwood. So we haven't really got many options there. I don't know, it just wasn't very clever from them. They've not had a good track. It's like us last season. Not very clever with the transfer market, really.
What about Chong? Is he a forward? I thought he was a winger, but I don't know if he's a forward.
I think he's a midfielder. Yeah, I think
he's definitely not. I think he's just terrible, but don't worry about
it. Angel Gomez, I think, would be good, like the midfielder, but
yeah, no,
I think 5 years.
We can't rely on youth though. I think mine and like Jack's point is that they didn't reinvest the money that they got Lukaku on, or even if they kept Lukaku, even though he was a bit of a bad egg, I think at the end of it, they just needed that someone who can occupy a defence rather than like you got Rashford, who's a striker and he can play in the middle, but he doesn't occupy the defence and he can't he's not like a target man. He doesn't keep
with Rashford, you can always get Rashford in the team on the wing still.
Yeah.
So it's not like Rashford would be pushed out. You could have gone on the wing.
I mean,
which he would have got on the wing, and then they could have had whatever striker they wanted.
In a slight defence to United, I think they did try and get Mario Mandzukic in.
Yeah, that would have been.
That's too late because they've got. It didn't work. I do, but to be fair, that's too late, and that's because they've got run out of options.
It was when they sold Lukaku.
So I even think, Jay, if they got someone like Glenn Murray in, it would be better because he
Glenn
does that
Murray job. He'd be quality.
But he occupied the defence and he does all. He runs across the line. I'm not saying Glenn Murray's the answer to Man United.
But he's the poacher.
He's better than what they've got. I'm saying he's honestly better than what they've got up there. So even someone like that who will I don't know, give the defence to think about all the time. He's just
even someone on the fringe to come on as a super sub. Do you know what I mean? Give Rashford a bit of a rest.
Yeah. Even Fellaini, even though he wasn't a striker, he was behind. He sort of gave them a different playing style where they've just got one playing style, and that at the moment is, I don't want to swear, but yeah, that's their playing style. But
you heard it here first. Pereira will be the next one to put up front, I reckon. Stick him up there because they've got nothing to do. They've got no options. They'll just do that. They'll stick someone up there like him.
Oh, McTominay.
McTominay.
Well, Matic is sitting on the bench. Just whack Matic in CDM. McTominay up front. He's sorted. But I think we've pretty much covered Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Does anyone got anything else to add about Man United and Ole?
Yeah, I mean, as I just said about earlier, I just don't think he's going to get sacked. I think they've got themselves in this sort of hole where they're going to have to back him till the end of the season at the very least. And then
back him and he'll come good.
Or that, yeah. So.
Well,
there's some bad eggs in that team, and they need to go.
I like Pogba. Pogba needs to go.
I do actually agree with you there, Ben. To be fair,
I'd take that Lingard. I hate him.
Jesus.
That is some top analysis.
Well, we'll move on to slagging another team off, and that's City, who obviously suffered a 2-0 defeat at home against Wolves. Is everyone thinking about that as Guardiola lost his marbles? Have City lost the league at the moment? Because they are looking quite drab compared to Liverpool.
Yeah, I don't think they just replaced Company, have they? They must have saw that as an issue. I don't know though. Like they've had, I suppose they've seen it that they've had Stones for so long, and he's supposed to be obviously the next centre back to come through. So obviously they probably wanted Stones to partner Laporte, but Stones has just still not come good, has he? And he's been there a long time now.
Can't polish a turd.
And Otamendi's just the complete opposite of a sort of centre back that Guardiola would want. Like in the way he's rash with his challenges, he's sloppy. Can't play it out from the back. Like he would never sign him. He's just kind of stuck with him. I bet he hates playing him. To be honest, he'll probably put Zinchenko there next game instead of him. To be honest, he's had enough. I don't know. I think they're in trouble until Laporte comes back. The defence is low on confidence. Yeah, obviously shipping another 2 goals today. I've not seen the goals, but we'll have to see what happens. I'm surprised he hasn't tried Walker going in.
Because it wasn't on. Because it wasn't on Sky. It was quite hard to even watch the game or anything, so I haven't seen them either. But all I will say about that game, I know there was no De Bruyne again. Like the 2 games De Bruyne's been missing. Like obviously Norwich came on at 60 minutes and they lost 3-2, and then this game he's obviously been injured. They lost both those games. Yeah, I know they won the league really without him last season, but I think at the moment it's a massive miss because he's been so influential this season, and the whole team's evolved around him.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
he's
like David
hands
Silva's getting
down,
on a bit as well.
hands down for me. He's got to be one of the best centre mids in the game, not
I
just the
think he's the
Premier
best player
League.
in the Premier League. I think he's the best player in the Premier League at the moment, like, or in current form. I think he is.
So I just think now it's Liverpool's league to lose.
Yeah.
It's whether they choke this now. The City have just got to play like they did, well, start of the season and last season, and hope that Liverpool choke it, which is bound to
Very
happen.
likely.
Klopp always does it.
Yeah, yeah. But this is another thing. I think you say, what was it, like, has Guardiola lost it or anything? I don't think so. Like, in that regard, I don't think it's I think it's just more of a, like, they didn't. Obviously, I think Richie touched on it earlier. Like,
It's a tough time.
Hit the nail on the head. I think with the lack of centre backs not replacing Company, I think that's a massive miss. Stones does not live up to it. Laporte injured. I think Stones is injured at the moment as well, actually. But Fernandinho coming in and trying to, like, shore it up. I think
He's trying his best, but he's not quite there.
He's a good player and he's good positionally, but, like, he's probably just a little bit tad slow and a bit, like, I don't know, just still a bit
There's not
inexperienced.
really a leader between them two, is there? Otamendi and Fernandinho. You don't really know.
Well, no, Fernandinho is a leader. I just don't think, obviously, as a
Yeah.
centre back, he
Not as a centre
really
back.
has that experience. Yeah, like, in the most games, it wouldn't matter. But against a Wolves side who are like set up to counter attack, yeah, you know, I don't know if it was the best idea, but I don't know what else they could have done, to be honest. So you can't really blame Pep there.
No.
Oh well, are we done on City? Would you say? No one's got anything else to add to the topic? Well, we'll move on to the third poor result of the weekend. That Spurs obviously losing to a very attacking Graham Potter side in Brighton. We'll start with you this time, Ben.
I don't think that's as big of a shock.
It really is a shock.
It is quite shock. It is quite.
No,
Yeah,
I agree. No, Ben, I think you should. No, I think I agree with you there. So
It is a
cheers,
shock.
man.
I mean, Tottenham should be one of those teams
Lot of
challenging for the
confidence.
top four.
yeah, but, like, considering they lost 7-2 in midweek, and all the like things coming out from Tottenham, like, I'm sure you guys have heard about the whole Yang Vertonghen Christian Eriksen thing, which is really funny. But
Yeah.
yeah, like, all those things coming out of Spurs, and, like, you know, the murmurs from Pochettino and everything. Like, I don't think it's much of a shock, to be honest. I think it was bound to happen. They haven't won away since January. Like,
Thing
that's
is,
a long time.
he can't really do anything about that situation. Like, what can he do? It's nothing. Like, he can't say to him, sort it out or something. It just
I mean,
seems like,
we don't even know if it's true. I was just
yeah.
speculating.
I think one of them's got to go, haven't they? I think they want
Yeah.
Vertonghen to go, don't they? But I'm
Well,
surprised they're playing them
he's
both.
the
I don't
lesser.
know.
He's the lesser player of the two. Isn't he?
Yeah.
I'd want to keep Eriksen.
I think we should touch on how good Brighton were, to be fair. I was very impressed with Brighton. The way they played, like, they had that young, I think it was Irishman come in, he looked quick.
Colony, yeah.
Yeah, quick,
9
hungry.
years old.
I'll tell you what, not just because he's a Huddersfield player, but Aaron Moy looked very good, actually, whipping in some good balls, passing the ball. I thought he was really good, and I really enjoyed watching him again. But
I
as
think
Brighton as a whole,
it just reflects
defensively
on-
as well, they were just solid.
It just reflects Graham Potter this season, doesn't it? He said he was going to play attacking football, and he
Yeah,
has.
his approach is really fresh, to be fair. I do really like him.
But I think Poch, a couple more results like that, and I reckon he will be gone from Spurs.
I think it's out of his hands, though. I don't think it's anything to do with how good he is as a manager.
Yeah,
I think
but
it's the squad.
it's, as a
Yeah,
chairman,
too
you're
quick
gonna,
to blame the managers.
as the board, they're going to sit there and go, yeah, we'll get rid of him, change the
Did
manager.
anyone else see the stats from, like, I saw it on Match of the Day yesterday, like, the running stats of some Spurs from the first 8 games over the last 5 seasons, and, like, it was, like, I think the average was like 14, 13, 15, 13 for the last 4 years, and so far it's been 10k. Like, they've gone that the amount they've dropped off running is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I just think
They've always been quite high pressing, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Chasing the ball and
So
stuff.
I
And you
think
like watch them, and they don't do that, do they? To be fair,
I think
that's a good point. Actually.
I think as much as like you can blame Pochettino and like all the players have a lot to answer for as well. To be honest, if they've dropped off like 80% or so, I think it's like 75%. Now that's a massive difference for like a Premier League game, especially playing away from home when you need to press them up against the wall. So it's like yeah, I can't. I mean, obviously Pochettino has is his fault as well, but
But the point I'm trying to sort of say is the fact that the board will sit there and go, oh, we'll just change the manager. Happens every
do you
year
think
with
they're
Premier
going
League
to? Though?
sides.
They what 6 years they've had Poch, I think. I don't think that's going to happen. But
I don't
Yeah, they
know.
have to take something special. Like they might look at it and be like, "Well, he's got to try and sort that situation out." But I don't know who would, who could. To be honest, I don't really know. If that issue is true, then I don't know who could sort that out. Unless I
Tim
think the
Sherwood
only answer
caretaker.
would be one of them go.
Tim Shaw.
Tim
So it
Sherwood
looks like
caretaker.
they're
Yeah.
not. Harry Redknapp back, maybe.
Oh yeah.
But it's just how it goes. If they lose the next 3 games, it's not going to happen. But if they did, they would look at Poch and go, "Yeah, we'll probably time."
But
What's he
then
got
it
What's
probably
he got
just gets
left on his
snapped up by
contract?
another team quite
Oh
quickly.
yeah,
To be
yeah.
honest, 'cause
But
people
that's
know
not
how
their
good of a
concern.
manager he is.
They just want their business.
No, I think he's done a good job for them over the years, even though. So I think, yeah, I don't think he'd be gone. It's just a tough time. He's never had a time like this at Spurs, has he, really? So I think they've just got to support him through this.
Alright, so should we move on from here then? Talking about all these crap results from big teams.
Yeah.
We'll move on to the mid-main event of the... what was that, Ben?
Sorry, carry on. I said don't say crap on the podcast.
No, crap's allowed. You can say
Oh,
that.
sorry.
Say it as much as you want. Anyway, we'll get
I'm
to the mid-main event of the quiz, which is... mid-main event of the quiz. Mid-main event of the podcast, which is the quiz. So, over to you, Richie.
Oh, quiz time!
Hello, guys, and welcome back to the quiz. And I thought I'd do something a little different, and it actually comes from Tony a little bit in FIFA ratings. I thought I'd do something a little bit on that.
Oh,
Because he did
no.
something quite similar, and I thought it was quite a good idea. I won't do it to quite what he did, but because I think it won't get that far. But I'll obviously explain the rules as it goes through. But so I'll say the first. If you get the first lot right, so I'll say like give you a clue. So I'll give you 3 lots of FIFA ratings throughout 3 years and their position. And if you get and whoever says it, I'll let you all have a guess first. And if you you all have a guess, sorry. And if you get it right first time, you get 2 points. And then I'll tell you his teams. Like if no one gets it right, then I'll tell you that it's teams. And then if someone gets it in the teams, then you get 1 point. Does everyone understand that?
You've kind of lost me.
Yeah, when you talk, I just go into a state of zone. I just don't listen. Doesn't go
I know
in.
you don't listen. So the first
Basically.
lot of what I say is worth 2 points. The second
Okay.
lot is worth 1 point, and I'll
That's
ask
all
you
you
all
know.
what you think, what player you think it will be, and it's going to be like FIFA ratings. Is the first
Oh, I
three.
get you. Yeah. So what did
Yeah.
Tony do? Did he do the same thing, or?
He just did something a little similar, but it was like a bit like it was a bit more complex than mine. Mine's just a bit. I would say mine's a bit more simple, but like you still didn't really get it, did you?
Yeah,
First
I mean,
time,
You
so-
like FIFA, don't you?
the one I did was like you have to be in the same sort of room because it doesn't work because everyone has to whisper answers. So
Yeah,
this
that's
one
why I
is
tried to do mine a bit.
Yeah.
All
Bit
right,
different, but okay.
I get you now. I get you.
I'm going to start Ben on most of them because I know he just copies everything.
Sorry. Up to
Sorry.
40 like FIFA.
Okay. All right. So this player is a left winger, and he has FIFA ratings through 11 to 13 of 85, 83, 81. And I'll start with you, Ben. Do you have a guess? You can have a punt. Left winger. Them sort of ratings.
Martial.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he
Oh,
wasn't even around then. Oh no!
Oh,
What years was it?
FIFA
No,
11, 12, and 13 to start.
Oh, he's
so
probably
last
about
one
12
is
years
6.
old then. I wasn't listening.
Oh,
All
God.
right, Jay, next one.
And he's a winger, yeah.
Yeah, he's a winger, you know, like sort of maybe like an iconic player back then, or maybe most of them aren't really around now. So that's another like look.
Fuck it, dark.
I wish I listened to that bit.
I wish you did.
I'm trying to think of players. Sharp Ben.
This bit is supposed to be a bit harder, so that's right.
85, 83, and 81. So he's a player that's obviously on his decline. So he's got to be slightly older than what I'm thinking.
He's still around past FIFA 13. It's just I did it just to sort of make it a little bit like
Raheem Sterling.
He was around either. I don't know. I'm going to go for Lavezzi.
Lavezzi. Okay. Well, none of you got that right on the first lot, so I'll go to the who he's played for. So he's played for this is just two of the teams I've written down. Zenit and Arsenal. Start with you, Ben.
I know.
Yeah, I know. I know as well.
That's why
I know.
God's sake.
Yeah.
This is one I don't know.
I know who's played for Zenit and Arsenal.
No, you don't.
But I can't think of the player. I can't think
do you want me to go to Tony
that's
and then
inconvenient.
go so you can hear who it is?
This is a very richy.
Yeah, I was joking.
If it's the player I think, it's a very richy player.
Yeah.
Why are you giving Ben clues?
He's a left winger. He played for Zenit. He played for Arsenal. Lucas Podolski.
He's German.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Did he say his nationality?
No,
okay,
he still could have played there, but it's Jay next, Tony. So
yeah,
You can't play for Zenit.
Andre Arshavin.
Yeah, Andre Arshavin.
Tony. Yeah, 1 point each.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Well done, Ben.
Got it.
Next player. This player is a striker, and he had 11 to 13 ratings of 76, 72, and 66. And I'll start with you, Ben, if you want to have a...
66.
Well, it was 76, 72, 66.
That's a decline and a half.
13-14 season. Who was around them days?
I swear you were the FIFA man back in the day. I must have got you mixed up with someone else.
I was the FIFA man in those days.
That's me.
Hurry up then.
Oh, come on now, leave it out. Change it. Do you know, my mind's gone blank.
That's
Why am I going first again?
Because you just copy people.
I don't.
That's your problem. Why does it matter if you're going first?
I get it.
Yeah, if you don't, we're not going to copy you, Ben.
No, because I'm not going to say whoever. I won't say whoever.
If you say a player, I'm not doing them.
I'm ready.
Go on then.
I've got the answer.
Go on then.
Hold your horses. Ricky Lambert.
Okay. Jay?
Jason Roberts.
Okay. Tony?
Nathan Delfonso.
Oh, that was a bit... Oh.
Oh, I thought that was a good guess.
I thought you had that then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This player, I'll start with you obviously again, Ben, and go through. Played for Aston Villa and Bolton. It's just two of the teams. He's played for more.
I've got it.
Okay, go on then, Ben.
I've got it. Gabriel Bongalore.
I know this. Emil Heskey.
Tony?
Heskey.
Yeah, Heskey.
Tony just called me Jay.
I did, to be honest.
Let me at least go second next time.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I did sort of have it as Heskey, but I like.
Yeah.
I knew as soon as Jay went, I know. As soon as Jay went, I know this. I knew when Jay went, I know this. I was like, I knew who it was. Before he said Heskey, I didn't know.
I was going to say Jonathan Carew, but
to be fair, Bob Lahore and like Delfonso sort of thing, like very good guesses. All right, next player. All right, next player. He's a centre back, and it through 11 to 13 has had FIFA ratings of 77, 79, 78. I'll start with you then, Jay, just to make it a little bit fairer on Ben for the first bit. Anyway.
77, 79, 78.
Yeah, centre back. These are all in the Prem, so just give you.
Cheers, yeah,
11 to 13 in the Prem.
I'll give it a bit more of a clue. But they have when I say the teams, they would have played them.
Michael Dawson.
Yeah, that's right.
Michael Dawson.
Okay. Ben?
That's a great effort.
Colo Toure.
That's a good
I like that.
You fucker.
Tony?
Christopher Samba.
Tony!
Oh no!
I love that you remember Christopher Samba. I loved him as a player.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Oh, well done, mate. That's 2 points, actually. Sorry, I forgot. If you get it on the first one, it's 2 points. Very nice. Okay, go to the next one. Oh, I'm impressed, Tony. Very impressed.
I was waiting for the last because I thought it was a ridiculous guess. But
I don't know. We got to think about
next.
players Richie's gonna pick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's always down to someone I kind of like normally, or back then, really. I like this up. Okay, this person's a right back, and he's had 11 to 13 ratings of 77, 74, 76.
Ooh, he's
And
a
I'll
big
start
boy.
with you, Tony.
Okay. It's 11 to 13. Okay, I'm gonna go for Kyle Walker.
Okay. Jay?
I've got 2 players in mind, but I don't know which one plays where. Bakary Sagna.
Okay. Ben?
Danny Fox.
I swear he's a left back.
He is.
I said left back, didn't I? What did you say? Left back?
That's a
He's a
right
right
back.
Oh, shit.
I really struggle with Ben. Alright, Ben, I'm starting with you on this. I'm going to name the teams. This one's going to have 3 teams. Actually, no. I won't say the last team because it'll give it away too much. I'll say the 2 teams before it. Sunderland and Galatasaray. Start with you, Ben.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I don't have a clue. Ooh.
Where was Sunderland?
Oh, I know this. I know this.
He has played for other teams in the Prem.
He didn't make
at
an
least
appearance
one.
for Sunderland, did he? I think I know this player. I don't know the name. I know this player.
Oh, honestly, I don't think I can even guess. My mind's gone blank.
And I've gone to last most of the time, so like I've started to. So
In 2 of them.
alright. You got 1 more minute, Ben, and I'm moving on.
Oh, I think I might know it.
Can't think
Maybe.
of anyone.
I think I
Joe
might know it.
Lynch.
John?
Just move on.
Alright, we'll move on. Jay?
Maybe not.
No, I know this player. I just don't. Oh, I can't. Emmanuel Abui.
Tony?
That's a good guess, but I'm not going to take it because I think you might have it. But I
would
was going to go. Yeah. You wouldn't. I'm going to go Raphael.
Okay. Well, Jay's got it. Abue.
Oh
Yeah.
my God!
I
Yes.
I didn't want to rob it. I didn't want to rob it from him.
It was either him or
Yeah.
Sagna, and as soon as you said
Well,
Sunderland,
you said
I was-
Sanya before, didn't you? And that was
Yeah.
like, that's a bloody good guess, to be fair, Sanya.
Whew. that was hard work.
It's very close at the moment, especially with Ben doing so well. Alright, next one.
Oh, cheers, mate. I must be
It's all
right there.
Next plays a Cam. Like Sash maybe centre mid, but mainly play Cam. For his
Oh, yeah,
career,
maybe
definitely
Cam. Maybe said it wrong.
Alright. Well, I would listen, Ben, to
Maybe
what I'm
he's keeper.
saying. So try and get a point on the board, eh?
Maybe he's
Right,
left
through
back,
11
isn't
to 13, he had FIFA ratings of 82, 81, 80. And I'll start with you, Jay.
82, 81, 80. Oh my
Yeah.
God. This is impossible.
Yeah, the first one is hard. That's why you
Yeah,
get
the
2
only way
points
he
if you
plays.
get it.
Cam.
Or centre mid.
Shut up.
Man,
only got-
you'll know him as a Cam. I just wanted to say centre mid just in case someone wanted to be a smart Alex like Ben.
I don't know. I've forgotten every player that's ever existed.
Yeah, my mind goes blank.
Cam,
Thank God
Premier
for that,
League,
then.
yeah? Premier League.
Yeah.
I think I've got a good guess.
Juan Mata.
Okay. Ben? All right, good chat then.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Ben's died
Give
of
me some
embarrassment.
Oh,
Let me Google
hurry
it.
up, Ben. You've had time.
Google it. Hurry up.
Oscar.
All right, Tony.
I'm going to go for Andy Cochran himself and Thomas Rositzky.
Tony, 2 points again.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I need to think like Richie.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, just think of players that back then you're just like quality players. All right.
I think I've got brain damage. I can't think.
And the last person
I think you got brain damage too. But no, go on.
is a striker, FIFA 11 to 13 with 82, 82, 82.
Oh, that's consistent. Oh, I like that.
Ben,
Striker as well though.
Oh, grow up.
I started with them two. You
How am I
last
first
two guys.
again?
What, it goes round. There's only 3 of you. You're an absolute idiot. It's
Right,
an
what
idiot. It's a
players do Richie
striker.
like? Striker. Premier League.
I've heard really
You
Richie
could probably
likes
have a
Diddy
few
and Dong.
guesses. You could probably have a good couple of strikers. I probably do like, to be fair.
Jermaine
Quality
Defoe.
players. Okay.
Not a bad guess. I like that guess.
Jay,
Jermaine Defoe?
Tony.
Emmanuel Adebayor.
Oh, for fuck's
That's
sake.
quite a good one. It's not.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah.
Giroud?
You'll probably. I'll say 3 of them actually. I won't say all the teams. I'll start, Monaco, Man United, Spurs. Start with you, Ben.
I got it.
Yeah.
Really?
I know, it's got. Yeah. It's
Oh,
quite-
I've got it. I've got one.
Go on.
Dimitar Berbatov.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay,
Straight
Yeah.
in the onion bag.
I'm telling you. Yeah. All right. Nice
That's-
guys. At least you got a point, Ben.
I was going to say
Yes.
Mason Greenwood actually, but
All right. I'll take your point away, Jay. Then.
no,
You were still
you're
happy.
keeping that bad boy on.
I didn't even say the Fulham either. I knew to give it away. But all right. So the winner of this week's quiz is Tony with some very good 2-point guesses actually, and they're 2 out of the 6.
He's in your
So
head.
securing the victory. So, very nice. Well done to Ben for getting a point at the end as well.
I hate you.
Okay, that's the end of the quiz.
Yeah.
Well, we'll move on to topics again then. And the lads wanted to talk about Jermaine Defoe.
Well, Ben did.
Got a hat-trick today.
I just
So-
wanted to say what a player he is. 36 years old, still banging the goals in.
But that's filled out a topic,
That's
isn't
all
it?
I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I thought you had a lot
do-
more to say on him.
No, I just
Okay.
wanted to say what a player.
To be fair, he is a quality player, but I was expecting a bit more analysis from Ben, if I'm honest. But
Don't need it. What a player. That's all we need.
Pure quality. That's it.
Banging in goals for fun.
Let's move on.
What a joke the Scottish League is.
We'll move on to the...
You just highlighted
Oh
how
my
he's scoring
God.
goals, Ben, and then I'm sorry, you just highlighted how he's scoring goals.
And then you slag
And
his
then
league
just
off.
insulted the league he's scoring the goals in.
I think Jamie Curtin could have banged in goals this season as well in that league.
Why are you praising Defoe then? I don't understand.
He's still a good player. I like him. But it's a shit league.
Wow. Alright.
stops. Right.
We
Yeah,
shall
move
move.
on, Jay, please.
Right, everyone's talking about the Pookie hype. I personally think it is over. I don't think he's going to be that
Wow.
goal scoring machine this season. And you've heard it here first. He's not going to be that goal scoring machine that he was a few games ago. What do you lot think about that?
Nah, I'm on the Pookie fan bus to the end.
Are you?
Wherever it takes me.
I'm going to have to agree with Richie here. Pookie for me, just he was so good
hate
last
it.
season, the champ, and I think.
They've got injuries, Norwich as well.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Like,
Norwich have
bad.
got. I think it's 9 players out, and like all their defenders, and it's just, yeah, like obviously yesterday they had loads of chances as well. They just couldn't put them away. I think Pookie.
You see his interview where he said about like he's got like 10 players out. He sounded like pretty upset as well.
Yeah. So
Is
I think the
think they'll
Pookie.
be a
Is,
bit
I think the Pookie the hype. I think is on a temporary, just it's being stopped at the moment.
Stand still.
He's put on pause, stand still. But I think sooner or later, Pookie will come back and he'll be banging the goals.
Everyone will be back on the fun bus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool. Alright, thanks, Ben.
What's your opinion then, Ben?
I don't like the geezer at all. Mainly because people like Richie, like, he's banging on about him.
But why does someone else's opinion have to affect yours? Why can't he just be? But why can't he just be a player that you like because you're good at football, not because other people like it?
He's banging on about him. He's a good player, but he's nothing special.
So I think I'll have to admit that
I've never said he's anything like ridiculously special.
You always talk about him.
I think for one of the first times ever.
He's from some poor teams, and he's scored a lot of goals on a free to Norwich or whatever. It was really small amount in the Champ. Ridiculous record. He's gone into the Prem and had a good start. And why would I not?
He said he was Player of the Month last month, yeah.
Yeah, he got Player of the Month. You bloody idiot.
Yeah.
You see,
he should have got it. Is what I'm saying.
I'm slightly with Ben here. Like, I do not like players being overhyped.
He isn't overhyped. It's Pookie for crying out loud. He was a striker for Norwich.
It was also
a bit of banter. That's what it is. Yeah, it's a bit of fun. Just on a striker for Norwich. It's not like they're thinking he's going to get the Ballon d'Or, is he? No, it's not Januzaj, is it? Because it's not some knobhead like Greenwood everyone's hyping about. He doesn't even play for Man United. Like, Jesus Christ.
He's got a sub on today.
He scored 5 goals in his first 4 games. Like for a team like Norwich, and they beat Man City.
Yeah,
Why
in
would
the
you
Prem.
Not get hyped,
yeah, and he's not played in the Prem.
Like, yeah, 3 games. Like Norwich have been absolutely diabolically crap. Like you can't blame that all on Pookie. He's only as good as his team.
Well, I think you lot will have to agree to disagree on this one. I don't think Ben's changing. I agree that I don't like players being overhyped. And do I dislike Pookie? No, probably not.
I don't like players getting overhyped, but I don't think this is the case. I think it's just a bit of fun.
I just think look at the end of the season, see if he's reached plus 10, 15
He's
goals.
still a hero for Norwich fans and a lot of people.
Oh yeah, to Norwich fans he will be nonetheless, but
he's probably a hero for Ben as well. Just getting upset.
Down in the legend books.
Ben, who's your hero then? You can't even think of players.
Reedy Johnson.
What? Yes, thank you, Jeff.
Danny Fox in it or something?
Yeah.
No, Dan Arden.
He's a good right back. Then he plays left back. Oh my god.
I'm a fan of Sam Robson. If we're talking non-league. Right, we'll move on to the next topic, which is as cheap as chips. It's that little feature I like doing. Don't know why I like doing it, because sometimes it is shocking and the players aren't even as cheap as chips, but you know. And today's player is Steve Bruce.
I love it.
That's an old one, isn't it? What could it be, Alex?
He was solid. He was a solid centre back for United, but he's had 3 transfers. So we'll start with the first one, and that was to Norwich. How much did he go for? We'll start with you, Ben, so you don't copy.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. I was watching a video of a car driving down the road with some kids using a wiper blade.
Why podcast that? Why don't you get on with it?
You're doing my fucking head in.
This is why you never listen, and this is why you struggle and come up with the most stupid answers, and then wonder why.
Cheap as chips. Steve Bruce. Norwich.
Yeah. This is why you never say anything, because you're bloody doing something else.
Cheap as chips. Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
Norwich. How much?
Oh, how much you went for?
Yeah.
Oh, wherever I say you're gonna laugh, 100k.
And
actually,
Richard?
I like that guess.
Oh.
50k.
And Tony.
150k.
We're at an impasse here, whereas the actual fee was 125k. So I'll have to award you both a point for that.
Come on.
So we'll move over to the biggest club he's played for, Man United. How much did they pay for big old Bruce?
Ooh.
Start with you, Ben.
200k.
And Tony?
500k.
Ooh.
And Richie?
I was going to say this before. I actually think it was a high mil.
A mil, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say that. Yeah.
And what I'm Richie because the actual fee was 800k. So you're all drawing on.
Be on the high end.
You're all drawing on a point now each, and one left, which is Birmingham City. Wow. So start with you, Tony.
How many years later was this? Do you know?
It's got to be like 94 or something, 95, I don't know. Like, it's got to be around then. I'm going to go for...
Was this his last team?
I'm going to go 500k again.
Yeah, it was his last team. 500k,
I'll go 500k again. Yeah.
Right,
that's what I was going to say. Oh, I don't want to say the same.
25.
And Richie?
550 if Ben wants to play like that.
Oh, Tony is the winner of this week's cheapest chips.
Way!
As he left Man United on a free.
Yes.
That's kind of a trick question. So
that's quite a good one, actually.
This week's cheapest chips has been Tony Cornforth on Steve Bruce. And
joint second, me. Come on.
Yeah, but also joint last. So. There's something to cheer about then.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So we'll move on to the Premier League and Premier League results. Just sort of, we've dissected 3 matches already, so we'll leave them out.
Yeah, we'll leave them out.
So we'll start at the very top with Norwich and Villa. Villa getting a win, which shocked me. Obviously Norwich struggling without their players.
Yeah, we touched on it a little bit. Yeah, the injuries. Villa were very good though, to be fair. Played very well. I don't think you can take anything away from Villa. They played well.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, they did play well, but like Norwich were shocking. Like, I think you can take a little bit away from Villa because, like, I mean, not saying that they played particularly. To be fair, I don't think they played particularly great, if I'm honest. Like, from what I saw, like Wedgley's second goal, he ran in a straight line and scored a goal. No one tracked him for about 10 seconds. It was like the worst bits of defending you could ever see. It was shocking. And then everyone just kept dropping off, like, because I think they scored like, Hurahan and like Douglas Luiz, and they scored like identical goals when no one got near them. So
near the screamers.
Yeah. No one got near, but I mean, they were good finishes. I'm saying, like, the keepers maybe couldn't, like, especially the last one, you couldn't do anything about. But the people should have closed down, and there was no midfield. No one could be bothered to get back, and yeah, I mean, it's just that they've got loads of injuries, and they're trying to play really attacking football with loads of injuries. It's not going to work unless you have your proper, like, fluid 11 players on the pitch, like, who are like up to the standard, which they're just currently not.
Well, Watford and Sheffield, no draw. I think that's going to be Sheffield's season, pretty much. Scraping points here and there. That's what they need to do.
It was a good result for Watford in the end. Well, it wasn't actually. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Like, the chances they had, I saw the grey miss. And
yeah, the grey miss was funny.
That was a shocker. But one good thing is they've really struggled defensively, and they have got a clean sheet. So that is something which I think the first thing he has to address was the defence. Like, he brought Prudel back in and said about how he was experienced, and obviously that must have worked. So that's one good thing to say. Yeah,
first clean sheet since February, I think. So that's just a little bit bonus. It's really nice to them.
Chico Sanchez Flores, he's
he's going in there trying to sort out the defence first, and then he'll. And
I think that's the right thing, isn't it?
Yeah, try and sort it out, and then he'll move on to the attack, and then maybe that's when the points will come. I do honestly think they'll stay up still. I think Norwich and there's other teams that are in around there that are worse than them. So.
Yeah.
How about Sheffield? Do you reckon Sheffield will stay up?
Oh, I think Sheffield will stay up. I think Chris Wilder's a cracking manager. He's doing a cracking job. Like,
they'll keep grinding all season.
Yeah, they
work hard, don't they?
Just like they haven't lost a one away game, I think, in 2019 or something. Or it's been a long old time. Like, I mean, I think they went on a run with maybe 10 away games at the back end of last season, unbeaten, and then they've had 4 this season, including a win at Everton. So they're doing well.
And we'll move on to Burnley, who managed to get a typical home win against Everton. 1-0.
Good result in it for Burnley. I thought they would get a clean sheet, to be fair, so I put Pope
typical
in my official team for this week.
Yeah.
Everton, I'm not sure about them either.
I don't think Everton know their head from their arse recently.
I think Silver's gone in the morning. I think
throw all this money.
But I'm just saying. I think Marcus Silver's going to get sacked tomorrow morning. I don't
think the signings are great.
Morning. So I think what they've lost 4 in a row. Sheffield United, I think it's Villa. And then I think it was Man City, and then this one. Like they're not.
Yeah, that's terrible, isn't it?
They are shocking results.
Well, I don't understand some of their signings, like Iwobi for 35 million. Wow.
That's mental.
Keane for 25, 28.
I think Keane was a good one in my opinion, though. He's 19.
Oh, yeah, I can't.
He could be good. He's not really a now solution.
I think they missed a trick not getting Mitrovic, because I think Mitrovic is a quality striker in the Prem, and I watched him. I watched him tear apart Reading on Tuesday night. He scored twice against us. We lost 4-1, and I was just there looking, going, this is what Everton are missing. I was like, this is what Everton are missing. They're missing a player who can link it all up. Whereas Keane is he's a good player and a good poacher, but it's not like as we talk about Rashford, he's not like a player that can occupy defence.
They need someone if they want to whip in across. Mitrovic can do something. He can
a bit like when they had Lukaku. Bit like when they had Lukaku as well. They haven't replaced.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, Mitrovic would have been perfect.
Oh, Everton, Liverpool and Leicester. Obviously, Liverpool getting a 2-1. The Liverpool, it seems they're winning games, but only just.
Yeah, I think they got away with one.
I think you've got to do that when you're fighting there. You just got to grind some of them results out sometimes, and they got a bit lucky, but they're getting the results.
Leicester on a good side as well.
Yeah, Leicester are good, aren't they? They're no mugs. So I think it was a
brilliant start to the season.
That Soyuncu's fitted in quite well as well, considering Maguire's gone. And last year,
Chowdhury just hacking out. I can't remember who it was, Salah or something from behind. Yeah, that was quality.
Last year, Soyuncu didn't even get a look in. He was supposed to be this, brilliant centre back from Turkey, but now Maguire's gone. He can be that, which I think is a good centre back.
No, I think he's done well as well. Yeah, he has fitted in really well. Just a nice place. It's not really been an issue since Maguire's left. It's just sort of gone. Okay, he started in. Him and Johnny Evans, good partnership. Yeah. Let's go on from there. And
then the fullbacks as well, just very good standard. Chilwell and Pereira, very good. Not so much Chilwell, to be fair.
Yeah, I just said I think they just got away with one Liverpool, and I think that'll be a nice wake up call for them, and I think they'll probably carry on going, doing well as well, because I think they're on the 17 games winning run, I think, something like that. Only one behind City's, so yeah, I think they're going to take some stopping.
Well, we'll move on to the boys that are sitting in 6th in the Prem. Good old Roy's boys, travelling to West Ham and getting a 2-1 win. Jordan Ayew getting a cheeky VAR goal. So
what a win that was for Palace.
Yeah.
For what we've got and how little squad depth up front Roy has, and even at the back. Obviously, our right back, we've just got Joe Ward, and maybe Martin Kelly can play right back, but
you've done so well. Yeah, so then Wan-Bissaka, Ward's come back in, so you spent no money there. You've got Kelly, who you bought how many years ago? You've got KU on a free who's come in and started in quite well, doing well. He's not really spent anything, have you?
But I think we've still got that mentality that we had when we came into the Premier League.
And you didn't even have Milivojevic playing yesterday either.
Nah.
Which I loved because he got five suspensions in 7 matches. I thought that was absolutely amazing. But I think the VAR thing, I think that's it's the right decision, but it still took 3 minutes to make, and that just annoyed me a little bit.
I think if there's any doubt and it takes too long, it should be awarded as a goal.
No, I think it should be umpire's call, which is something that's used in cricket and all the time, which is if there's any doubt whatsoever, you stick with the on-field referee. It has to, because the whole point of VAR is clear and obvious now. And I don't think that was a clear and obvious error. Obviously, it came to the right decision, but I don't think it was a clear and obvious error, and you can't have a go at the officials for getting it wrong if they did.
But
People
I think
would have a go though. That's the problem. With
I know they would. But if it's then
everyone has a go, whatever happens.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone has a go, whatever happens. So you can't do it. And I think with that, if you have it like a minute timer, then if they can't come to a decision, they go, "We'll stick with the referee's decision." Like the one against Man United for Aubameyang last week and on Monday night, that was so clear. That's fine. Give that one. It took like a minute to give. Fine, move on. This one, there was 2 separate offside decisions, and I just think it just took too long.
I just thought he was using like some sort of I don't know, like what was going on, like graphs and shit, wasn't it? That line and stuff.
Yeah,
it was
using like a virtual line to sort of line up where the players were.
Yeah. But it wasn't just that though, because that happened and that took 2 minutes, and then we sort of didn't get anything, and for like a minute we were just watching Michael Oliver put his finger to his earpiece, and it's like, what's going to happen? Are you just making us wait on purpose and just doing it for the for the memes?
Like, seriously. Seriously, just with VAR cheerleaders who run on the pitch.
Yeah,
like a little bit entertaining.
I honestly think we're going to start cutting to like ad breaks. And stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, start getting ads.
Say that. That'd be
you know what, guys? We should get straight on that. We could try and buy that advertising space. Ball Talk Podcast.
Yeah, just have like a minute podcast on there.
Yeah.
But no, I think
sort that out.
I think in general the story of obviously Palace and West Ham, we've still kept our fighting spirit since we've been in the Prem, and I do praise Roy, even though it's not all down to him. It is the player mentality that our players seem to adapt to. But I think we're safe this season. We just need to maybe get a striker. I was saying that Ayu's doing alright. We just need to set a backup other than Connor Wickham and Benteke, because he's just looking awful. He came on for a bit yesterday, and all he did was clatter Zabaleta.
Yeah.
It looked like he was struggling. He'd only been on for 5 minutes. So I don't know. And then they're thinking about offering him a new contract as well. But anyway, I won't get into that. Chelsea and Southampton. Now, this was a good game. Obviously, Tammy Abraham had a little bit of a scare as well at the start. Because, I don't know what... I think he got tackled and he's laying on the floor for a good 5 minutes. I'm like, oh no, could be Chelsea's season gone. But he did get back up. And obviously, Saints were getting it back into it as well. They did look really promising, say, by the 30 to 40 minute mark, and then they just lost it when Kante got that goal that deflected.
Yeah, that Kante deflected goal was shocking from them. Like, Valerie ran forward and left Alonso through on the left for he had 20 yards of space by his side. Then he passed it inside to Kante, and Kante had about 5 seconds to shoot, and then when he did shoot, he took a deflection, went in. You can say, oh, he got a bit of luck, but Southampton were not unlucky to concede that goal because they were shocking.
As soon as that went in, Southampton were crippled.
Yeah, I mean they're looking awful at the moment, especially home. Their 2 wins have come against sides who are a bit away from home, who've both been down to 10 men. They're looking awful as well. So I think they're really, really in trouble.
Fingers crossed, eh?
I think again they've sort of relied too much on youth.
Yeah, they promote the youth, sell the youth, then don't really do anything.
They're just a bit. They've got a bit of a nothing squad, haven't they? They've got no one in there that jumps out of you and goes. You think someone like Redmond, who was one of them who was meant to. He's not really lived up to it. Che Adams, only since come in, not done anything. James Ward-Prowse is playing okay, but he's still he's 24 and he still hasn't really had that amazing season. They've got no players like they used to have, like Mane and Wanyama and Ricky Lambert, Jay Rodriguez, Lallana, people. Yeah,
those Southampton fans as well. They got that new mate. He came in and scored that good goal. I don't know if he's been playing, but but nothing really else has happened. Yeah. But they just get really excited, don't they? Seems what I'm say.
So
Che Adams will get a goal, and they'll all be like, "We're fine. Yes, he's got his goal. We'll be all right now." All right.
I think with Southampton as well, they seem to sign nobodies, hoping that they're going to do something.
They've got a championship level squad at the moment, in my opinion.
I mean, you've got players like Bednarek and still got Maya Yoshida at the back. Don't get me wrong, he's a good centre back, but I wouldn't call him Premier League. I'd have him back.
I don't understand. There's centre back signings. They have Hoodfield, who was just shocking on the ball defensively. He was just sloppy. And then they're like, all right, so we're going to get rid of Whofield, or we're not going to play Whofield, so we're going to get Vestergaard, who's exactly the same, even taller and really clumsy. He can defend a bit better, but he can't play the ball out and he's clumsy. Okay, that's our answer. All right. I don't know. They've not really got the right signings, have they?
Well, we'll move on to Arsenal then. Obviously getting a cheeky 1-0.
It's a clean sheet. The result.
I didn't see any of this because it was obviously again 2 o'clock, but it wasn't on Sky or anything, so I didn't see it. It was just a good point. It's a good clean sheet for them because they've been really rocky defensively, but I don't know what else I can say really.
I can't really say too much on this game. I watched the Chelsea game.
Should we give it to Ben? Ben, what do you think?
Ben, what? Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
I forgot Ben was here. Have you got anything to add to any of these games, Ben?
No.
All right, we'll get you a bit more involved now because we're moving on to predictions.
Andy Carroll.
What?
Okay. No, actually, no. I like that. Andy, go on, Ben.
Go on, Ben.
Carry on.
That's what I was gonna say. Nice to see him back out there.
You already knew he was back out there because I said he'd come on.
To be honest, I watched the end of the Newcastle United game. I know we've already spoken about this briefly, but when he was on there, I was like, I did that thing where you like just watch one player, and I was just like, I was on.
So you're like a little girl just being giddy.
It was amazing. I love him. Like he had a great header, like about 70 minutes, and you're just like, oh come on, please more. But then no more crosses came in the box. It was like, what is the point of Andy Carroll being on the pitch if you're not going to cross it to him? I mean, they did win the game, but still.
I love the long stuff brothers being in the midfield. To be fair, like, I'm definitely going to sign one on my post career.
Why don't you get both?
Like the younger one. I can't afford both. I have to get the younger one.
Can't afford one.
Yeah, I know, I probably can't. I have to see what I can do, but I don't know. I just love that both of them being in midfield. They were quality. They were running the show.
That's funny.
This is a bit off topic, but you're really making me want to start a championship PES career. Just struggling to buy players. But right, we'll move on to results. No, results. We've done results. Predictions for next week. Sorry, and we'll start with Everton and West Ham. I think 1-0 Everton.
Oh. I think 2-0 West Ham.
2-1 West Ham.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if Silva goes and hopefully they bring in someone like Big Sam, then back again.
Oh, Big Sam.
I would fucking love that.
then it will be 1-0. But if Silva's there, I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham.
Fair dues. Villa and Brighton. I'll say 1-1.
1-0 Brighton.
2-2 draw.
I'm going to go 2-1 Brighton.
And Tottenham Watford. I'm saying 4-0 Tottenham.
1-1.
2-0 Tottenham.
1-0 Tottenham.
Ooh. Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Southampton. I'll say 3-1 Wolves.
That's a boring game.
Yeah.
1-1.
2-0 Wolves.
No, I'm going to agree with Richie there. 2-0 Wolves.
This is quite a good game actually. Chelsea Newcastle. Top v bottom.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, near the top v bottom.
Well, I think it's just Newcastle just beating Man United, so they might be happy.
Momentum going their way.
Really good side,
I'd say Chelsea 2-1.
3-1 Chelsea.
4-1 Chelsea.
3-0 Chelsea.
No hope for
Not
Newcastle.
Not as tight as you once thought, Jay. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Bournemouth and Norwich. I'd say 2-1 Bournemouth.
2-0 Bournemouth.
Yeah, 2-0 Bournemouth.
I'm going to go 4-2 Bournemouth.
Who gets you 2 goals though?
Galore.
Yeah.
Does Pookie get the 2?
Yeah, it's got to be Pookie. Yeah, Pookie gets both.
Leicester and
Shout out, Ben.
Leicester and Burnley.
Ooh. That's a tough
1-0 Burnley. I see him scabbing another.
I'm not sure about that one. 2-1 Leicester. Whoa. That's good.
I'll say
I want to watch
3-1
that.
Leicester.
Oh, that's on Sky.
I'm going to go 0-0.
0-0.
Oh, he's putting... Don't work for Sky Sports trying to big up games. Jeez.
This is then another game that's going to be live on Saturday.
No, because it'll be Leeds on. So,
Sixth place versus second. Palace and City. I'd say 2-1 Palace.
Next week? Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
2-1 Palace.
What? Oh my, he's the losers.
Oh wait, no, these aren't next week's, by the way. They're the after the international break. You know what I mean?
3-0 City. I think they get their act together on it.
Yeah. Oh, there's Roy's boys.
4-1 City.
Wow.
All right, you're off the podcast, Ben.
I think it'll be 3-1 City. Sorry, Jay.
I'm gonna find some new talent. I'm not happy with that.
I'm not sure Ben's talent.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think you should start by finding talent first.
I'm not sure I'm tapping.
Man United and Liverpool. I'd say Liverpool 3-1.
I think 4-0 Liverpool. I think they're just going to I just think they're destroying.
5-1 Liverpool.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool as well. I just think it's going to be that time, but it's just going to happen.
Bye bye, Ollie. Right, last game, Sheffield United and Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal.
I'd say 0-0. Going for a 0-0.
1-0 Sheffield United.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ben there. 1-0 Sheffield United as well. I have a sneaky feeling. Is it a Monday night game, I think, that one?
Yeah, that'd be the Monday.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a sneaky one under the lights.
Sneaky one under the lights.
Yeah.
Right, well, that's pretty much, we've covered everything we can in this podcast, so thanks guys for watching. If you've liked, please like and subscribe. If you haven't liked, please slag us off in the comment section and tap that dislike button, because we all love that. The lads will say bye now. Obviously, it's been Jack Ritchie.
See you later, guys.
Tony Cornforth.
Cheerio, guys.
And last but certainly not least, Ben White.
Adios.
So, cheers for listening, guys. Have a good one.